And he pointed to his disciples. There was a little plant coming from the roof of a house. And in India, it's all concrete houses, right? Brick and concrete. No place for a plant to grow in. There was no soil. But still, a plant was coming out. So Prabhupada asked his disciples, what do you think this is? And they were like, if Prabhupada is asking, means it's a serious question. They cannot just fool around. So they were bewildered. What is Prabhupada asking? Prabhupada, it's a plant coming out from the roof of a house. What is it? Prabhupada said, this was the previous owner of the house, and he was so attached to the house that he got birth as a plant in the house. This is material world. We get so attached to things. That doesn't mean you all go ahead and sell your houses, sell your wonderful homes. I'm not suggesting that. But this is material world. Padam padam yat vipadam. At every step there is a danger. The danger is of what? That we can get attached. And then we can go down in the lower species of life in the next lives. That's a danger. We can become attached. Our senses are so strong. In Bhagavad Gita only, Krishna says in 2nd chapter that any sense object or sense gets attached to, it takes away the intelligence of that person. His vivek, his intelligence, his consciousness can be drifted away. And these senses are so strong. So much so strong that, of course, animals also have strong senses, but their senses are, one or two senses are very strong. Just like, you know how they capture an elephant in the forest. Elephants always roam around in a herd, in a group. So these people who want to capture elephant, what they do, they tie up a female elephant to a tree, trained female elephant, and they dug a hole next to that female elephant. Dug a hole, and the hole is like a conical, it's wide at the top, narrow at the bottom, and they fill it up with lots of mud, soft mud, and they cover the hole with some branches and leaves. So the elephants roam around in a herd. So one elephant, he looks at this she-elephant, and the elephant says, I have to go and rescue her or be with her. Other elephants tell him, Prabhu, don't go there. There's no such thing as alone elephant. Do you see we are alone? We are all moving in a group. She is alone, so something is wrong. Just like in America it says, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So they tell him, but no, Prabhu, I have to go. Be with her. Give her company. So this elephant goes, and the rest of the elephants, he cannot save him. So they go away. And this elephant, when he goes to the she-elephant, he falls down in that hole in the ground. And they keep him in that hole for 2-3 days, and they don't feed him. Elephants like to eat a lot, and they don't feed him at all. And he is crying, he cannot jump out of that hole, he can't even move properly. He's stuck. He doesn't get anything to eat, and he didn't get the company of that she-elephant either. So after 3 days, all these people come, they take him out, give him some grass, and then they take him to the place where they keep him captive. They don't give him anything to eat again, and then they bring some trained elephants. And the trained elephants, they tell him, okay, they make him sound, get up. So the elephant stands up. And when he stands up, he gets something to eat. And the elephant inside the prison, he is watching all this. Now he is getting that if I follow the instruction, get up means if I stand up, I'll get something to eat, otherwise I'll not get anything to eat. Similarly, other instructions, they make him follow, and then this is how they train this captured elephant. And he gets captured, he gets conditioned. Although he is very powerful, but this Mahavat who sits on the back of the elephant and with a little ankush, he just guides him. Elephant is so strong, so powerful. He can pull this Mahavat down with his trunk, throw him away and can run away. But because he gets conditioned that if I don't follow the instructions of this Mahavat, I'll not get anything to eat. Because he is conditioned or he is bound by his sense of eating. So he gets conditioned, he gets captured, and he does whatever Mahavat says. Similarly, fishes, they get caught. The fishermen, they put small bait in water. Fish have plenty of insects to eat inside the water. But they go for this bait. And they get caught. Monkey, you know how monkey gets caught? Oh, you don't know. Either you have to live in India or read Prabhupada's books, then only you know. Otherwise you don't get to know. They put one long, narrow neck pot and they keep some dry fruits at the bottom of the pot and they keep it in the open. Monkey comes, he puts his hand inside the pot, grabs those nuts. When he wants to take the hand out, it gets stuck because the neck is long and narrow. Just let go of the nuts. You get your hand out, you're free, go away. But he doesn't do that. So when the person comes, he beats up the monkey. He has to let go of the nuts that time, but by that time he is caught. And that's it. Then he jumps as a person says, you jump like this, you roll around like this, then he keeps on doing it, then he gets something to eat. Similarly, like deer, he gets caught like that because of his sense of smell, or other animals. But human beings, we have all our senses so developed. We get caught because of all our senses. We want to eat nicely, we want to see nice things, we want to smell nice things, we want to hear nice. So we get caught. And then we become conditioned that if I don't do this, if I don't work for IT department in whichever company, I'll not get anything to eat. Who's going to maintain me? Who's going to maintain my family? And we become conditioned. And in the end, it's all about me. Spiritual world, on the other hand, everybody is completely dependent upon Krishna. And Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, when he is showing his Virat Roop to Arjun, Arjun gets bewildered. Who is it? And Virat Roop is only a material form. It's not even permanent, eternal form. It's still material form. In Bhagavatam it is explained, this is temporary form. It's not even in the spiritual world. And by that form, Krishna convinces Arjuna that I'll take care of you, do not worry, everything is in me. And then he, in 10th chapter, this happens in 11th, but 10th chapter Krishna says, Arjuna inquires about the opulences of Krishna. And Krishna says, whatever opulence you see in the material world is only a spark of my splendor. It's just a fraction, very minute fraction of my splendor. And you cannot understand everything. And in this material world, we get only a fraction of that fraction of splendor of Krishna, and we get bewildered. Oh, I have so much in this and that. But this is Krishna. He is taking care of every living entity in all these innumerable material universes and everybody in the spiritual world. He is the one who's taking care of. But this sense of dependence, this has to come. The Krishna, this is one of the aspects of Sharanagati also. The Krishna is my maintainer. Krishna will take care of me if I surrender, if I follow his instructions. And that is spiritual world. Spiritual world means everybody is completely dependent upon Krishna. Completely. It doesn't mean they don't do their services. They do. Everybody is doing the service properly. But they are not worried about the results. That is spiritual world. That's why in the spiritual world, Krishna is in the center. We are all there to serve him, to give him pleasure. In return, Krishna gives us plenty of pleasure. In fact, he said, a devotee, a servant, gets more pleasure than Bhagavan himself. That is spiritual world. Material world, a servant is not going to get more pleasure than the employer. The spiritual world is totally opposite. And the proof of that is, Bhagavan himself wants to become a devotee. Wants to relish. What is it that these devotees, they enjoy? How come I can't enjoy them? That's why Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took the role and the mood of a devotee. So that is spiritual world. Material world, we want to enjoy. We want to be the center of attraction. We want to be the center of all the activities. And this is what Hare Krishna. And this is what Prahlad Maharaj says in Bhagavatam. If you want to be happy in the material world, don't try to be happy. Then you will be happy. And spiritual world is completely opposite. So much so that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to perform his pastimes, and to show how devotees are completely dependent upon Krishna, he was performing this Sankirtan pastime at the house of Shrivas Thakur. And once he asked Shrivas Thakur, Shrivas, you are 4 brothers. You all have families. You're not sannyasis. But I don't see you working. I see you don't have a job. You don't have a business. So how does your household gets maintained? Shrivas Thakur, in reply, he just clapped 3 times. Mahaprabhu says, Shrivas, I'm asking you a serious question. What is this clapping 3 times? Tell me, how do you maintain your household? Shivas again clapped 3 times. Mahaprabhu said, okay, what's the meaning of this? 3 claps. Shivas Thakur said, Mahaprabhu, we are completely dependent upon your mercy. So 1 clap means, if you don't send anything for us to subsist on, then I'll fast 1 day. I'll fast 2 days. If even 3 days you don't send anything, I'll fast 3rd day, and 4th day I'll drown myself in the Ganges. I'll take all my family and drown myself in the Ganges. Because my Lord cannot maintain me, what's the use of me living? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased. He said, even if a day comes and Lakshmi ji has to go out begging from door to door, obviously that day will never come and Lakshmi has to go begging. Mahaprabhu, even if Lakshmi ji has to go begging, there will not be a scarcity in your house. That's Mahaprabhu's declaration. Based on what? Shivas Thakur's bhakti and his surrender. His devotion and his surrender to Supreme Lord. So that is spiritual work. In fact, it is said that the Angan, the place of Shivas Thakur, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to do Sankirtan every night for 2 years, he did that. That place is not different from place of Ras Leela in Vrindavan. When they compare Gaur Leela and Krishna Leela, the Krishna's Ras Leela is compared to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan Leela at Shivas Thakur's house. So this is how much Krishna loves his devotees. He is ready to take care of them, ready to maintain them. And he does. He maintains everybody, not just his devotees. There's a nice story, although not in any scriptures. There was a rich man, and he was known for his pious activities, especially feeding poor people. And he had taken a vow that every day I have to feed at least 1 person before I take my meals. 1 poor, hungry person before I take my meals. So one day it so happened he went out and nobody was hungry. He kept on asking, if anybody is hungry, please come home, I'll feed you. Nobody is hungry. Towards the end of the day, he found 1 old hungry person. And the person said, yeah, I'm hungry. Okay, come to my house, I'll feed you, because I cannot eat until I feed somebody. So the person came, and so the rich man, he brought lots of prasadam for him to eat. Old man was about to eat. The rich man said, stop. First you pay thanks to God for giving you so much of food. Old man said, I don't believe in God. I'm an atheist. Why should I pray to God? You're giving me food, that's all, I'm eating. So this rich man got so angry, he said, get out of here, I'm not going to feed you. Just get out of here. You don't believe in God? Why should I feed you? Okay, the old man went away. And the rich man didn't eat because his vow wasn't fulfilled. So at night when he was sleeping, Krishna appeared to him in a dream. He said, what happened? Why you are hungry? And the rich man said, well, I couldn't feed anybody. So Krishna said, one old man came to your house. Rich man said, oh yeah, but he didn't believe in you, so I didn't feed him. Krishna asked him, how old was that old man? He said, he must be around 70 years old. Krishna said, he is 70 years old and he doesn't believe in me, but still I was feeding him for last 70 years. You couldn't even feed him for one day. Even if we don't believe in Krishna, or even if, like Mayavadis, they speak against Krishna, Krishna still maintains them. Or even the demons who does everything against Krishna, Krishna still maintains them. So he won't maintain his own devotees who are surrendered to him, who leave everything just to serve him? Cannot happen. It's just we don't have faith. Faith is not there. In the beginning, Arjuna didn't have faith either, but of course he had faith, but Yogamaya covered him, so it showed like he didn't have faith. But towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, he developed all the faith and he surrendered fully, completely. And when Krishna asked in 18th chapter, Krishna asked, did you understand everything? Do you want me to explain anything more? And Arjuna says, I understood everything. Nashta moha smritir labdhava. All my illusion, delusion, everything is gone. I have regained my composure, all my intelligence is back. And karishe vachanam tava. I'll do as you wish me to do. So these are the instructions for us actually. If we follow what Krishna wants us to do, Krishna wanted Arjuna to fight, his duty was to fight. But at the same time, think of Krishna. In the end, Krishna told him, Sarva dharman pariteja mam ekam sharnam praja. So this is what Krishna wants us to do. And then he's ready to take us back to the spiritual world. Full surrender. That was in Dwapar Yuga. Kali Yuga, Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He tweaks this instruction a little. He says, Sarva dharman pariteja nam ekam sharnam vraja. Just take surrender, just take shelter of my holy name in the form of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. I'll take you back. So all we have to do is surrender. We have to have full faith. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Nam Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Arpita Niyamita Smaranaina Kala. Means he has invested all his energies in these holy names. These names are non-different from Krishna. Non-different. There is no difference. In fact, Acharyas have explained, holy name is more merciful than Krishna himself. Deity of Krishna, what's the name, Radha? Radha Sharad Vihari. We cannot take them everywhere, right? We cannot take them in the washroom, and if we are driving our car, and hopefully not, but some accident happens, Radha Sharad Vihari won't be there. But the name can be there with us, anywhere, anytime, any place, in any condition. So we have to take shelter of this holy name. And Krishna says, all my energies, all his energies means spiritual, material, and spiritual also, Hladani, Samved, Sandani, all his Shaktis are there in the holy name. People go to the temples, normal Hindus, when we go, Om Jaya Jagdish Hare, right? Sukh Sampatti Gharave Kashtamite Tanika. We beg for all these things, but all these things are there in the holy name. Name is not different from Krishna. So name can bestow anything. Any opulence we want, it can bestow. But devotee doesn't want anything. He says, I just want to serve the holy name. I want to please the holy name. I want to chant the holy name with full love and devotion. Because his ultimate aim is not to remain happy in this material world. His ultimate aim is to go back to the spiritual world. And the spiritual world, especially Golok Vrindavan, how it is described. How much time do I have? It's already 5 o'clock. 30 minutes? In Jagannath Puri, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, every year so many devotees used to come from Bengal to Jagannath Puri to be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and to attend this Rath Yatra festival. So Rath Yatra festival, Lord Jagannath's chariot goes from Shri Mandir to Gundicha temple. And when the chariot reaches the Gundicha temple, one night Jagannath stays on the chariot outside the temple, and next evening they go inside, all Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. And he stays in Gundicha temple for 9 days. But on 5th day of Rath Yatra, it's called Hare Panchami. Because these brother sister, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, they have left Lakshmi ji in the Shri temple, and these 3 brothers sisters, they have gone to Vrindavan. So Lakshmi, and they tell her, we'll be back day after tomorrow. And it's the 5th day, she gets upset. How come they left me alone? So she sends her associates to find out where these brothers sisters are going. So they come to Gundicha temple and they beat up Jagannath's servants. They break some part of the chariot. It's a wonderful festival. And in Jagannath Puri, when they fight, they just don't fight saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Of course, they really fight. And they really beat up Jagannath's servants. When all this festivities were going on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, as a spectator, he was watching it and he was laughing. What wonderful pastimes are going on. And along with him was Srinivas Thakur, Sarup Damodar, other devotees were there. So Srinivas Thakur, he started clapping, watching this whole incident. And he said, look at my Lakshmi ji, she's full of wonderful opulence. All the jewels she wears, everything is so nice, all the silk saris she wears and her associates also. And because they were sitting outside Gundicha temple, Gundicha temple is non-different from Vrindavan. What is a Vrindavan? There's hardly anything in Vrindavan, there's no opulence. Just bunch of trees and all sand. All these villagers, they don't have any money. Basically, he was trying to incite Swarup Damodar Goswami. Swarup Damodar was Lalita Sakhi herself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started smiling. He said, Srinivas, he's got the mood of Narad Muni now. He is Narad Muni originally. So Swarup Damodar Goswami, he got a little disturbed. He said, what are you talking about Vrindavan? Do you know the opulence of Vrindavan? Vrindavan is much, million times more opulent than even Vaikuntha Lok. Every particle of dust of Vrindavan is Chintamani. Means every particle of dust can bestow more opulence than whole Vaikuntha. Every tree is a desired tree, Kalpavriksha. Every cow is a Kamdhenu cow. They can bestow anything on Brajvasis. Every house is made of Chintamani stones. This is the opulence of Vrindavan. But at the same time, although Brajvasis know that, but they don't ask for anything. They can get anything from desire trees, kalpavriksha or the cows or chintamani stones, even the Brajraj, even if they ask anything, they'll get it. But they don't ask for any opulence, they only ask for service of Radha and Krishna. That's all. And whatever is necessary for the service, they ask, that's it. This is the real opulence of Vrindavan. So Vrindavan is much more opulent than Vaikuntha Lok, in the place of where Lakshmi Narayan himself reside. But in Vrindavan, the opulence is covered by prema, by the love for Krishna. So that is Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan. Even right now, Radha Sharad Bihari are here, but they are basically living in a thatched roof. But it's not different from Vrindavan. Radha Sharad Bihari are here. So the mood of Vrindavan is everybody is fully surrendered to the service of Radha and Krishna. This is Vrindavan. So that's the service we have to aspire for. That is our goal of life. So holy name can bestow anything and everything, but devotees don't ask for anything except for the service of Radha and Krishna. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra we chant, and Srila Prabhupada gave us a meaning like this, that, oh Radharani, oh Krishna, please engage me in your service. This is the mood of devotees. We did Tulsi Aarti. If you read Tulsi, Morei Abhilash Bilas Kunje Tiyavas, Nene Haribo Sada Jugal Ruparasi. This is only my desire. You give me a place of residence in the Kunja, in the garden, pleasure grove of Radha Krishna. Where Nayane Haribo Sada, in my eyes, I always see the Jugal Rupa. Jugal means this Jodi, Radha and Krishna Sarup. That's all I want. Ei Nivedana Dharo, this is my only submissive petition. Sakhir Anugata Karo. Sakhir means the Sakhis. Anugata means follower. Make me a follower of all the Sakhis of Radha and Krishna. Seva Adhikaratiya Koro Nijadasi. Just give me a service and make me your own maid servant. We don't even want to be the boss, we want to be the maid servant of Radha Krishna or of Tulsi Maharani, because she is always serving Radha Krishna. We just want to be her maid servant or maid servant of the Sakhis of Radharani. That is the mood. That should be the mood. And that, with that mood only we can enter Golok Vrindavan. Not with the mood of being an enjoyer. Not with the mood of being, I'm the controller, I'm the proprietor, I'm the enjoyer. No way. That mood can remain in the material world. Here also we cannot become controller, proprietor, enjoyer. Only we think we have become. We cannot. So we come to our senses, come to our proper intelligence, understand our very precarious position in the material world and the wonderful position that we can achieve in the spiritual world. So with that mood, when we serve Radha Krishna, when we chant the holy name properly, when we serve the devotees, in that mood, I'm a servant. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he asked Pratap, Rudra Maharaj, who are you? And Maharaj Pratap Rudra, he was the king of Odisha. He said, I'm just a servant of the servant of maintainer of gopis. Gopi Bhartur Padkamalyor Das 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 Anudas. So that's the mood we have to adopt when we are doing any service. In fact, many times devotees say, okay, in the temple we adopt this mood, but when you go to work, we have to adopt different mood. No, when we go to work also, we have to understand, ultimately everything is controlled by Krishna. If Brahmaji was a secondary creator of a whole Srishti, he says, Ishvara Parama Krishna, who created everything, he says, Parameshwar, the ultimate controller is Krishna. It's not my boss, it's not my manager, it's not the CEO of my company who's ultimate controller, it's Krishna. Of course, we have to do our job properly, understanding this is the responsibility given to me by Krishna. But have full faith in Krishna, he is ultimate controller. My promotion doesn't depend on the manager, it depends on Krishna. So with that mood, when we are serving, of course we don't have to say anything against our superiors in the office. But the mood should be, it's responsibility given to me by Krishna, so we should do it properly. So with that mood, when we are serving there and serving in the temple, and serving the holy name when we are chanting, then we can make rapid advancement. That's all the purpose of life is, purpose of devotional life is, purpose of us coming together, serving Srila Prabhupada's mission, Prabhupada's movement. This is the only purpose. We come together, serve in the mode of servant, and get eligible to go back to spiritual world and serve Him eternally. But in that service, there is so much enjoyment, so much pleasure. And like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to dance in the kirtan and is associated. Just a servant who was being suppressed, he cannot dance because of happiness. But we dance because of happiness. Because there is so much of happiness in this service. So much enjoyment is there. And just like Prabhupada said, our movement is very simple. We chant, we dance, and when we get tired, we take prasadam. So simple. What's the difficulty? It's a simple movement, simple process, but advancement and the ultimate goal is very elevated, very lofty goal. So we do that nicely in a wonderful facility Radha Sharad Bihari has given us, Prabhupada has given us, and it's getting more and more opulent. This carpet wasn't there last time. And by the mercy of Radha Sharad Bihari, much more opulence can come. We just have to keep on serving properly. So thank you all very much. I really appreciate you all having me here, giving me the mercy, giving me the chance to serve you all. If there's any question or comment. Yes.
My question is, how can one person come to know that he or she is a full surrendered soul?
How do we find out if we are surrendered or not?
Someone is surrendered. How can we come to know personally that I'm a full surrendered soul?
Well, I'm not fully surrendered, so I myself wouldn't know. Theoretically, I can tell you. So what does surrender mean, first of all? Surrender means we follow the instructions of Guru and Krishna as they are, without addition or subtraction. So now it's like Prabhupada has given us instructions, our respective spiritual masters have given us instructions. So we try to follow. And more surrendered we are, means more progress we are making in bhakti, that means more detachment we should be getting from the material world. Material world, material possessions, material attachments. So that means we are surrendering more and more. And this is all what I have understood. Hope I'm not too off of the topic.
I know that we are all following our best. We follow the principles. Otherwise, Krishna is saying we are trying to find it. But still, you feel that you are not yet surrendered. Maybe something in addition have to be consistent that we actually show that you are fully surrendered.
So we gradually surrender. I mean, of course, once Prabhupada asked devotees that how much time do you think it takes one to become Krishna conscious? Devotees again, they were quiet. Prabhupada said it takes only 1 second. Just surrender. Krishna says, Sarva dharman pariteja, surrender. But for Prabhupada, it's, I think, easy to say. For us, it's difficult to adopt. So we take baby steps. We surrender. We follow some instructions, follow some of the instructions of the mind, and some instructions of the spiritual master. Then we see more happiness in following the instructions of the spiritual master. We surrender more, we try to follow more, So we take we make gradual progress. So because faith develops slowly, we surrender more. We gradually make progress. But those who can surrender right away, obviously, they can make more progress. But mind is difficult to control. That's the problem. But the process is very wonderful, end result is more wonderful. So one who has tasted the happiness, the ecstasy, the sweetness, then he keeps on surrendering more and more and making progress. Is that okay? Thank you. Any other question or comment? Yes.
You spoke about chanting, dancing. Prabhupada gave us such a beautiful package. What's the problem, right? So, but when we assemble in this temple or anywhere in the congregation, how can we help each other? Because we meet just once a week, or sometimes we miss the program for maybe once in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. How can, on a regular basis, we can help each other, at least who are sincere and serious?
For the congregation, we help each other by setting up an example in ourselves and like there's a process called devotee care, caring for them. All of us have one problem or the other. So if we know there's a person who cares for me, I can go to talk to him, understand how to make progress. Then devotees will become more serious. So instead of coming at 5:30, they'll come at 4:30. Coming for prasadam is also good. Prasadam is not different from Krishna. But if we hear Krishna Katha, and then we can really relish prasadam. So the reason is something lacking in us, that we are not giving care, we are not showing and setting a good example. Because if the care is there, love is there, mood of service is there, people will come, congregation will come. So something is lacking in us. So if we adopt that, and of course mood of service or the service is also, we call devotees a day before or on that day of the program, please come, please come. This is what we do in India, any program. So many calls go to the person. He says, I better go. Otherwise these guys will keep on calling. He runs out of excuses. But this is to show that we really care. And we genuinely have to care. Anybody who walks in this temple, he's a guest of Radha Sharad Vihari. Radha Sharad Vihari has personally inspired him to come. And we are all servants of Radha Sharad Vihari. So any guest of our master, we have to look after him as our master. So if that mood, and in a loving mood, when we serve, people will come. Very soon, I'm pretty sure the hall will be full. We have to buy a new church. It can happen, and it has happened in ISKCON. It's not a new thing. In Delhi now we have 14 temples, Delhi NCR area, and more are coming up. Prabhupada has only 10 temples in Delhi. And Prabhupada is inspiring us to make more temples. So it can happen. It's just we have to develop this mood of service, loving, care. It's good for us also to make progress, and good for the movement as well. So it's a win-win situation. So we do that, and Prabhupada will be very happy. That's for sure. Okay, thank you. Any other question, or should we stop? It's 5:30 already. That clock is a little low on prashadam. Should we stop here? Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Really appreciate your giving me chance to speak, to purify myself. And what do we have now? Kirtan? Arti and Kirtan?
Bhoga is still happening.
Oh, Bhoga is still.
We can do some kirtan.